Hello, welcome. Uh, if you're watching, we'll get started soon. Maybe a few more people will come. Unfortunately, I don't have my nice world map that's very colorful. I didn't bring that with me. I should probably draw some art for this campaign because I have been trying to draw again, but I just haven't been in practice full time for, not full time, but regularly for many years. So, but I have drawn a little bit lately. So, going to continue the campaign this evening. We'll see what happens because both of our main player characters have been pretty badly wounded. So I've got the Castles and Crusades. Oh, I need to open the Castles and Crusades monsters books, Monsters and Treasure, and got our encounter tables open and our NPC generation table from, I think, 1E D&D. So that's good. Need to come up with a name for the steppe people because it's kind of, I was thinking about calling them the Gazalians. I think that's a good one. Yeah. Hey Charles, how you doing? Uh, yeah, I think I'll get rolling soon. I did roll up a new character, for, our nomad that we encountered. I put that on that last video I did. So we've got another player character. He's got pretty low hit points though. He's only got 3 hit points, and kind of lightly armed. But I'm thinking in this world, like the characters are mostly going to be more lightly armed. For like plate armor, it's also like a climate, like the environment is different. So like in the Kingdom of Jagalon, it's more temperate. So, well, it's behind a mountain, so it's probably like a rainy kind of, almost like a Seattle kind of climate. And then crossing the mountains, it's drier, so you wouldn't want to wear like a heavy plate armor. But maybe they don't really do plate at this point anyway. Kind of a detail. Yeah. So, all right, where do we leave off? Okay, so we ran into 5. So we rolled on the encounter table and we got 5 Buccaneers. So I think it's 12 a.m. 5 Buccaneers on a boat. So let's think about how would we resolve that. Okay, so I'm thinking there's 5 of them, but they're on like a small boat, like a canoe, and or like a large canoe. So they're probably rowing pretty quickly. Oh, nice. That sounds good. I had Thai food for dinner. It was pretty good, but it was a little too much. I wasn't expecting it to be so filling. I got like a beef kind of thing. Trying to rearrange the table a little bit. I think the light is better here than at the desk, so that's definitely good. I also have a beer with me, so I don't know if that's like gonna be, if like it appears on camera. I'm gonna get like a YouTube demerit or something. They're gonna say can't show alcohol on YouTube or something. I don't know. Not that it's really like hard drinking. Okay, cool, Charles. Yeah. It would be good if we could get Mike in here too, because he's like the name master. If we need a name, he's always got he's always got good ones. All right, so yeah, let's see what happens. So how would we do this? Because I don't know if this is like in the rules necessarily, like how to do a boat. I could probably pop a question into the like Trollord Games Discord, but I'm just gonna do some Game Master Fiat, and so we've got our boat. So all right, so we're on the river. So we've got our big river boat. Oh, well, no, the boat's not rowing because it's tied up. So what would we do? Okay, I know what I'll do. So I think what will happen is our new rogue. All right, I'm gonna draw like the cabin part. So we're like on the bank of the river, tied up for the evening, and then we've got our five buccaneers on board a canoe. Canoe's kind of actually probably a little too big, but yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think for the Buccaneer commander, I'm gonna create a NPC for him, just because I've been having a lot of fun with that. So, all right, he could be a character. So I think, well, let's see if there's like an enemy character that, let's see, classic monsters and treasure. Is there like a enemy rogue maybe in this book? Actually, this monster and treasure manual might just be like monsters, but let's see. Manticore. Oh, while I'm here, is there a profile for camels? Let's see, cat. Okay, there's a cat, but no camels. Okay, maybe it's under D, dromedary. I doubt it, but let's check. No, wait. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Dromedary. Doppelganger dragon. Yeah, no. Vampire. Okay, so I think this Castles and Crusades book, there's only monsters. All right. Gnome. Oh, human. Here we go. Okay, it doesn't really give attacks, weapons, special none. Number encountered. Okay, AC 12. Okay. Okay, so human, yeah. All right. Okay, what do they carry? All right, let's create the Buccaneer commander or captain, and then we can decide what they're equipped with. All right, so let's do his. What is his alignment? Maybe he's a good pirate or something. 6. He is chaotic neutral. Okay. You know, actually, I think I have a name for him already. I think he'll be Zaid, the boatman. All right. Okay, so he's chaotic neutral, just like Sia is. Possessions. 10, super abundant. Okay, so he's pretty successful. Appearance, he is youthful. General, he is rough. Okay, that makes sense for a rough. In general, that makes sense for a buccaneer. Sanity. As a Call of Cthulhu player, this is probably my favorite one. All right, 7, neurotic. Okay. General tendencies. Okay, here's the part I always don't quite get, but okay, we roll a d6 to decide which table, and then a d12, okay. 6, so we do the right hand side table. 4, that is he's violent and warlike. Okay, that makes sense. All right, personality, we do a d8 and then a d8. 5. So he's abrasive. Disposition. Humble. Okay, that's interesting. It's an interesting combination. Intellect. Ponderous. A ponderous intellect. Okay. Where did this guy come from? Nature. Hard-hearted. Materialism. He is greedy. Okay, so I guess if we can't kind of get him to back off, this could be a difficult situation. Honesty. Honesty is truthful. Okay. So, yes, he'll hold up your riverboat, but he's not going to lie to you that, he's not like kind of a bad guy. Bravery. 2, he's normal bravery. Morals. 9, he is amoral. Okay. Not a good guy, I guess. Amoral is kind of worse than just being like immoral, because like immoral, you do have like some kind of goal, like a positive, like not positive in the sense of being good, but like, okay, if you're like a bad guy, it's like, yeah, you want to, I don't know, like in a fantasy world, like, okay, you want to take over the kingdom, or like Sauron in Lord of the Rings, like has like a goal, and there's a certain logic to what he's doing. I guess amoral. Well, and maybe amoral is better based on our rolling than getting like perverted and lusty all the time. Okay. Piety. He's pious. Okay, but yeah, I could see that. I mean, you can go through the kind of motions of piety, but still have a pretty messed up kind of moral framework. Okay, so he's pious, so he's doing his prayers to the Lord of the Sky in this setting. Okay, energy. 7. He's energetic. Thrift. Average thrift. Interests. So we roll D6 and then D12 again. Okay, so we're going to use the first column on this chart. And then 12 is interest is in politics. Okay. Amoral, interested in politics. Anyway. Greedy. Not a great guy. We're kind of okay. All right, I think that's it. Everything, right? Oh, I keep forgetting to try out the reaction tables. I mean, we are kind of like welding Castles and Crusades to this AD&D or D&D table, but I think that's kind of useful. Okay. I think I'll roll up some stats for him too, because I kind of like this character. We've got a Buccaneer. Maybe he'll come in handy later. Or maybe he'll still be operating. So I think I'll just go ahead and roll up some stats for him. I'm not going to do his companions. But I think, do we have... Let's see, this is classic monsters. Do we have... If there's like Bandit or something in here, I'll just use that. I think this is all just monsters in these manuals. Human Giant, Gravelor, yeah, huh. Well, I can just use the human profile and then add the weapons, yeah. Okay, yeah, let's just go ahead and roll. What are Zaid's stats? Let me just... I think I will go on the other page just so I can keep the schedule page. So, I think Zaid would just be a fighter. I mean, he could be a rogue, but I feel like he's not like a quiet stealth kind of guy. He's more of a fighter. Fighter, Zaid. Okay. All right, let's go and roll up some stats for him. 5. Reroll ones. 11. That would be 13. Oh, whoops, forgot to write down Constitution. $13, I think we'll put that in his, that would give him a +1, so I think I'll put that in his dexterity. +1 bonus, and then, let's see, 2, 4, 6. Oh, sick. Okay, this is like a really low score. Yeah, put it in his intelligence. So what do we say his personality's like? Because he's not like A brace. Oh, he's got a ponderous intellect though, so that wouldn't quite work. Maybe wisdom, because he's amoral, or maybe his charisma. Yeah. Let me see. What is the? Actually, I haven't looked at the fighter in Castles and Crusades yet. So, okay, weapon specialization. That says they're only first level. Skills. Let's roll. Where's hit points? Let's see. I'm going to keep it. 1 hit point. He has 1. Yeah, he's got 1 hit point. A low hit point fighter. Yeah, we're keeping it. So, okay, what do we need to do? So, these unique weapons. Okay, he's like a riverboat kind of guy. So I think I'm going to have his weapon specialization. Probably like, okay, if you're fighting on a boat, you probably want something that has like some reach to it, actually. But not like so big that it's sort of cumbersome. So when I get to his equipment, I will look at that. Weapons, armor. Okay, so he can wear armor. He can use any armor. Oh, he could specialize with a ranged weapon, like a sling. Okay, let's just keep rolling the stats and see what we get. 2, 7, 12. Yeah, I think I can put him in wisdom. 3, 7, 12 again. Yeah, constitution. 6, 10, 12. Put that in intelligence. 2, 7, 12 again. Strength. So it's not that great. Kind of a middle. Doesn't really get any bonuses to anything. But since he is a human, he's going to get 3 prime attributes. So as a fighter, I think we're going to do what? Strength, dex would probably be useful for a fighter, and probably constitution. I think that'll be good. Kind of thinking about changing the 1 hit point, but the dice have spoken. I'm going to keep it. Okay. Weapon specialization. +1 bonus to hit. All right, let me just mark this down. Abilities. Let's go to equipment. It's probably going to wear leather because, like, on the water, I can't imagine you'd, like, want to be wearing chainmail because you could drown easily. Let's see. Equipment. Starting gold. Okay, let's see how much gold he has. Fighter or ranger, 3d8 times 10, so it's 8. 6 is 14. 24 times 10 is 240. Okay. I'm not going to subtract the equipment from the starting goal because he's really not going to have a whole lot on him. Because I'm assuming that he's like they've got like a camp somewhere or on the river, and they're okay. Weapon. Let's see. Or armor. Probably going to be wearing leather armor. So AC +2 and let's see. Let's see, there's a glaive. What does that do? That's two-handed. I don't know if you would want that. Is there just like a spear, maybe? A trident. Yeah, there we go. That's like perfect. Yeah. Trident. Trident, 1d8, 10-foot range. So I guess it is kind of long, but that's okay. Yeah. It's got a trident. Oh, and probably they want to like capture people, so let's see. Bolas. A dart, a harpoon, bolts. Yeah, I think I'll give him a sling too, because that would make sense. And sling, 1d4, and then we'll say he has 10 stones. I guess, do you carry ammo for the sling? Bolts? I guess that's the rock. Okay. Yeah, we'll say he's got 10 stones in his pockets. Yeah. Okay, there's our character. And I think we'll just say his crewmen are outfitted the same way. Okay. All right, that was kind of a lot of prep work, but I think we've introduced another interesting character thanks to the NPC generation chart. So, all right, so we've got 5 on a boat approaching. Our Knight Shandor is out of commission, and so is our cleric. So they're in their cabins, and they have to rest. They can't come out. Totally combat ineffective. And then we have our rogue, our new character, Sia. So I'm gonna check. He's gonna make a listen check, and let me go to his sheet. So does he notice? It'd probably be wisdom. I mean, like to notice. Yeah, listen. What would the challenge rating on that be? I don't even really know. Probably 2. Well, we've got Moonlight. Yeah, we'll say it's challenge rating 2, just to see what happens. Nope. Okay, does not notice it. Okay, so the boat comes up, and I think what our riverboat bandits have to do is they are going to try to kind of grapple aboard, and I think that's going to be probably a strength check. So they've got grappling hooks, so the boat no one on the boat really notices them. So they row up to the side. It's probably like about, I don't know, 15, 20 feet high boat. It's pretty big. So, yeah, they're going to try to harpoon up, and I'm going to just make one strength check against Zaid's strength. Like, probably dexterity. Strength or dexterity. Yeah, maybe we'll do dex. That's probably makes more sense. All right. Yeah, okay, so they grapple up aboard, and the crew, what are the crew doing? So the crew of the boat, I mean, they probably have some guys on deck, like, but they're not like super disciplined. I mean, this is like a pretty peaceful area of the river, so they're not used to there being like robbery. So I think they are going to be... how should I do this? What is the rogues? I think I'm going to make another check against dexterity to see if Zaid can like get aboard kind of unnoticed. Okay, no, he does not get unnoticed. All right, so the few crewmen, let's see how many crewmen are on the deck at night. We'll do a random roll, like D4. 4, okay. So we've got 4 crewmen keeping watch on the deck, doing chores, in the evening. And as Zaid and his men try to climb aboard, they wake up and notice, or they're not wake up, but they notice that they're trying to climb aboard with this rope. And I will make a check, kind of doing this for NPCs, we'll just make it a difficult check for them, because they are like kind of just like normal guys. Well, I don't know. What should I do? No, they see them, and Sia gets his attention. They get Sia's attention because he's like kind of knows how to handle himself, and he comes aboard. And what will Sia do? Okay, he doesn't want to get robbed. Maybe he knows these guys. Okay, he's a traitor. Maybe he's encountered these guys before. And I'm going to do a dex check to see if Sia, he draws his sword and he's going to try to cut their rope. Let's see what happens. No, he fails. Okay, so he tries to dislodge the grappling thing, cut the rope, but he can't quite get it. And that allows the pirates to start coming aboard. And what does Zaid want? So Zaid comes aboard first, since he's the leader. He's got his trident. Sia backs up, still got his sword drawn. And Zaid says, I will give me I want to loot the ship. Give me all the treasure, the goods aboard. And I'm taking over the ship, commandeering it. And his other guys are with him, and they are going to also have their weapons at the ready. The boat crewmen have kind of backed up. They're not fighters. Sia's standing there with his weapon drawn. And I think Sia probably knows this guy. So I think we'll have him make a wisdom check. Does he remember? Does he know this guy? Because he is a traveling kind of trader. So as he encountered him, he is a rogue. Let's see. Wisdom, that would be a 13. So yes, he does know this guy. And I think what he'll do is say, wait, stop. There's nothing of value on this ship. It's full of corn. It's full of grain. What could you possibly want with this? There's no fine silks. This is the worst place to find such a thing. Have you any skill at banditry at all? If you want all the silks, you need to find a Carolino boat. They're the ones that have all the silk. They're the ones that are bringing it all from the Babarid Empire. And I hear even that they have elf goods. Elf goods from the forests. From the forests in the east. And so, and he says, indeed, I would be even glad to give you directions to these boats. I would be certainly glad I may help you with this. And I think this will require a charisma check, which he fails. Okay, so Sia, despite his best efforts, he fails. And Zaid says, "No, I'm not listening to this." Sia thinks, wait. I have a Jagiellonian treasurer on board. He may give you what you need, what you want. He could arrange something. More money than could possibly be found on this boat. We don't want a mess. We could say you and I are in the same business. So, Sia tells one of the crewmen to wake Divinicus, who has been on pins and needles because his two companions, even though he doesn't know them very well at this point, are both, but they're all Jagiellonians, so they have that in common. He brings Divinicus out, and Divinicus, our treasurer, says, well, let's look at Divinicus' stats. Okay, so Divinicus actually has a pretty high charisma. Divinicus, even though he's good, I think he's going to decide. So he comes out and he sees this. And Sia whispers to him, I tried to get him away. I told him there's nothing of value on this boat, but that failed. And now I told him that you could give him something. And I think Divinicus is going to seize upon this. And he will say, okay, what is a 14? I think that gives him a +2 bonus to charisma. 13. Okay, so that would give him, +1 bonus, excuse me. But still, that's still something. Okay. Divinicus comes out, and he says to Zaid, and he's wearing his Jagiellonian, his sort of uniform. It's like a gray tunic. Says, well, sir, my companion tells me that you want money, so I am going to issue you a promissory note on behalf of the Kingdom of Jagiellon, which you may redeem in Black Matic at the Royal Bank of Jagiellon. It will be an official promissory note, if I may go get my pen and my paper, and it will be to the order of 500 gold pieces, and it will bear my seal and my signature, and you may be assured that this will be redeemed. So let's see if this roll for charisma. +1, that is a 12. Okay, so yes, it's successful. Well, okay, I have to give him prime attributes, and I'm kind of cheating a little bit, so I didn't give him any prime attributes, but I think we'll just give him charisma, wisdom, intelligence. Those are going to be his prime attributes because he's a bureaucrat. He's not a fighter. So Zaid, seeing this, says, okay, so Zaid is there on the deck. He's kind of looking around. He's probably never met one of these Jagiellonian treasurers before, so he's a little off-put by the fact that there's this guy in a gray tunic. Probably a cloak, gray cloak, and like some sort of pants and that kind of thing, with a gray cloak with like blue piping, and a kind of on the collar of his tunic he's probably got like some kind of symbol that shows that he's a scribe treasurer, and he says, kind of probably sees him and says, Zayd thinks, I guess it must be true. I guess he must be legitimate if he's got this uniform. Wait, we know Zayd has a ponderous intellect from when we rolled for him on the NPC chart, so Zayd does know, in fact, that this is a Jagiellonian treasurer. He has made an effort to study somewhat poorly the kingdom of Jagellon, and he knows from listening and reading that this is in fact a treasurer, a royal treasurer official. So he's going to agree to this. He says, well, if we don't need bloodshed, we can settle this like that. I guess I'll take this paper, because he is an abrasive guy. I guess I'll take this paper, and it better become gold. I don't know how paper can count for gold, so, but he takes it. Davinka says, probably has it in a, it's probably got like a little belt. Yeah, he has like a belt pouch that's like a hard, it's actually like a little mini portable desk. So he takes his this belt pouch from under his cloak. He opens it up, takes the pen out, and the thick, heavy paper, writes this out, takes the wax seal, or the stamp out, stamps it, and says, there you are, sir. And Zayd looks it over in the moonlight and says, yes, I suppose this must be in order. Good night. Good night. Okay. And then he rows up away from the boat back in the direction of Black Maddox so he can go redeem it. And Divinicus is stressed, though, because he's like pulling at his collar and he's thinking that, like, what are they going to think about me? That I just gave away 500 gold pieces. This is going to come out of like the money from the garrison when all's said and done. So he has to write out a memorandum that he did this to save for the greater good. Basically, he had to do this. He kind of misused this to pay off a bandit. But this is probably not going to be good for him. He's probably going to get in trouble. Maybe. Okay. All right. So for that probably how long would that have lasted? Probably like 30 minutes, let's say, altogether. So at 12:30 a.m. Probably not even. That probably didn't really take that long. But anyway, we'll just say after everyone's kind of settled down, Divinicus talks with Sia, explains kind of what they did, and then, Divinicus writes out this letter, brief note for his superiors. Okay, so 12:30 a.m. We're on day 4. All right, let's roll one more encounter and see what we get for this evening. Okay, let's go to... Where's... monster encounter table. We want... I gotta go to the aquatic one. Let's... Gonna... Effects of cyclone, ethereal encounters, shallow water... monster level, dragons, okay, where I saw this the other night on this table. Where is this is dragons. We don't want that. We're not in underwater though. We're just on the surface. Shallow water encounters. Is this the one that had like the Buccaneer thingy on it? Psionic castles. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to say we finish the night. Everyone goes, so Divinicus goes to bed. Sia, they give him, probably they've run out of cabins, maybe. Sia gets a hammock. Or maybe, maybe he doesn't really mind sleeping like on the deck. Maybe he likes to sleep on the deck. He gets like a blanket out or something. They sleep through the night. And they then set off. So it's 7. Let's see, when did I say the boatman gets started? Yeah, like 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. the boatmen start moving. And then at 9 a.m. they set out downriver. And they're going to row for 12 hours, basically. I'm just going to take a sip there real quick. Okay. Now I need to check if any of our player characters can regain a hit point, because they are resting. I mean, they're in like a cabin on the boat, so it's not like they're in uncomfortable conditions. And in my mind, it's not like this boat has like a erratic current. It's a big navigable river kind of thing. So it's not like open sea. But let's see, hit points. Do we gain? Okay. Damage, healing, 1 point per day. So that would have to be 24 hours. And yeah, and they're being rested. The boat probably doesn't have like a surgeon, but they probably have somebody who can do that kind of thing. So they're being tended to. All right. So 1 point per day. So when did I got to check when we last. So for our knight Shandor, he's not going to regain a hit point until Well, okay, so he's still well, no, by the morning his paralysis has faded. So like around yeah, 8 hours. So okay, by the early morning he's free of paralysis. What else? So, and then our cleric healing. Okay, when did I last mark down that he gained a hit point? So that was on the third day. By 9:15, he had gotten to -1 hit points. Wait a second. Yeah, the night of 9:30 p.m. He oh wait, I see what I wrote here. Okay, so in the morning of the third day, he had regained 1 hit point, and then by night, he had I put down that he had regained another hit point. Okay, so basically he's at 1 hit point again. Lucien rests +1 HP, and his current is 1 hit point. I need to make a little mini map here of the our progress on the journey. So we have, let's see, how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, 2, 3, 4. Well, kind of an abstract map. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have completed, past stage 1, 2, and 3, and we're en route to stage 4. And okay, so I rolled for these Buccaneers, so we can think that there's probably some, as we get further away from the town of Black Matic, we can think there's probably going to be more bandits. I think by now maybe there's like some marshes that kind of go off of the main river. And there's kind of some marsh people that Zaid is from, but probably also just normal traffic from the marshes that are on the side of the river. Somehow I keep missing. Where's the waterborne encounters? Okay, here we go. All right, yeah, we're in a large body of water. So let's see what happens. I think I should probably divide the day, like the 9 to 9:30. Yeah, divide it into 3 encounters. That would make sense. 12, what do we get? This is a D100, not a D12. 33, we encounter hobgoblins. I don't really think there's hobgoblins in this world. There's no orcs or goblins in my world here. So we're going to re-roll that. 66. Merchant. Okay, so we just pass a merchant ship. Probably another big riverboat, maybe going in the opposite direction. So we'll just say that so we'll just put like, probably should have done this earlier, but between 9 to 12, just say calm waters, pass another merchant, there's no really real reason to stop because probably the other guy is also on a schedule. We could roll the captain of this boat, but I don't know. Don't know if we want to do that. Another thing that came to mind was with the gnolls. So what are the gnolls doing in the background? Because it's been last 2 days. I think probably they're not going to pursue these guys because it's just like too inconvenient. You know, they're not going to get on a boat and like go after them. Probably the gnolls, if they do see Shandor and the gnoll leader that we created, if they do see Shandor and Lucian, they're probably going to want to get them again, but I don't think their gnolls are the kind of creatures that are going to be motivated to go after people. Excuse me, not like that. Okay. All right, so now we'll say 12. Is this going to work? 9 to 12, 12 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9. That's really like 4 parts. Okay. Okay, yeah, 12 to, we'll just put another marker down, 12 to 3. 94, what do we get? A giant pike. Okay, what would that do? Would that like attack the boat? I mean, I feel like we could outrun that. How would that work? I don't even think that's in the Castles and Crusades. Book. Okay. Well, we are in a big riverboat, so I don't think like the pike would attack necessarily, but we'll just say from 12 to 3. Giant pike spotted. Because even if the fish attack the boat, like the boatmen are probably fast enough to get just to like row past it. Yeah. Okay. And then, all right, we'll do the next watch for 3 to 6 p.m. I should have broken the day up like this earlier. I think that would make the make it a little more practical. Okay, 65. So, what does that give us? 65. Another merchant. So we pass another merchant. Well, this probably means there's like probably more of a settlement in this area, maybe coming up. We'll see. We'll see what the 4th station has, and then our last, that would be 3. A giant crayfish. Do I want giant crayfish in my world? Not really. 82. Pirates again. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, that actually makes sense because, like, okay, it's probably starting to get dark, and we'll say at around 6:20 p.m. Pirates. Wait, am I looking at that right? Did I roll 62 or 82? Okay, I'm just going to go with it. Pirates appear. Pirate boat appears. But now, okay, now this is interesting because the boat's not like tied up, so the boatmen can probably outrow them. How would we handle this? I'm thinking the pirates are going to be on a boat, like a small canoe, because they want to be like fast and agile, and there's a lot of these big shipping boats, so they don't want to be on their own kind of large ship here. So I think what they're going to do is they're also going to be on a boat like that. So I'm going to roll. How many pirates do we have? Maybe it's Zaid again. Did Zaid come back? Yeah. Well, let's do that. Okay. No, well, could he have done that? Because that was at night. No, he couldn't have gone all the way up to Black Matic and come back. So he's still probably going to go try to redeem that money. Or does he? Does he? Does he want to attack, or does he want to do something else? Hard to say. Okay, I'm gonna take a sip here and. Maybe Zaid comes back. Does he want more money? What would Zaid do? Because he's violent and warlike, but he's also humble. He's hard-hearted. He's greedy. Okay, he is greedy, so... Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay. So... But could he have caught up with them? That's the question, just in a canoe. Probably not, actually. Yes, this is going to be a different group of pirates. Okay, let's see how many pirates we have on their canoe. Just one. Okay. Pirate in a boat. Okay, so he's going to try to row up to the boat, but it is kind of like a galley kind of thing. So it's got to be careful. So he's going to try to row up, probably behind this big river galley, and try to kind of lash himself to the back of the boat, probably. So he rows up alone. He's probably not a very smart pirate, and he's going to try to climb. And I think he's going to be outfitted. I'm coming up with, because we created Zaid, so I think my idea is you've got like these kind of marsh pirates, and their weapon is like the trident and the sling, so they can, like sling. Actually, because ancient Egyptians used to hunt ducks with in the Nile with slings. So yeah, that fits. So he's got like a trident. They all carry like a trident and a sling. And all right, let's see if somebody can spot him, because I think Sia is kind of by default going to be like the guard, since the other guys are out of commission. So let's see. We're going to roll a wisdom check for Sia. 18. Okay, so Sia sees, notices the pirate and tells them to, tells the captain to, basically tells him that there's someone coming aboard, and Sia goes to the stern of the vessel, or the bow. What's the back? Okay, the back of the ship. Goes to the back deck of the ship, and then, he's like, draws his scimitar, and he's, there at the ready, and I think the guy is going to try to, like, grapple up. He's got a grappling hook rope, so he's going to try to, lash himself while this boat's in motion. He's pretty brave. Probably not very smart, because he is going to lose his boat, so... Does he succeed? No, he does not succeed, so he misses, rolls and misses the mark, and he curses, and starts to try again. And I think what will Sia do? He doesn't have any ranged weapons. The boatmen don't really have any weapons. I think what he's going to do is... would be like rocks on board, so he can, like, throw rocks down. Well, they have lamps, so I said they have lamps on board. So what? Okay, I think what Sia will do, so he sees the guy, and he's trying to, guy's trying to, grapple up again. So I think Sia is going to, well, he'd have to go get the lamp oil. It's probably not, easily accessible. I think he's just going to stand there with his weapon at the ready, and we'll see if our pirate can get aboard again. 17. So I think we can say, I'm just going to fiat that and say yes, he can get aboard. We'll say, a pirate's probably going to have dexterity as a prime attribute, so he's going to get aboard, and he's going to start climbing. And then I think, can Sia cut the grapple rope loose before the guy can get aboard? 18. I'm going to say it's against his dexterity, and that's because, yeah. So cuts, Sia slashes the rope. The guy can't get up and can't get aboard in time, climb up in time, and he falls into the water, and that's that. Okay, all right, let's do the next. So that's about 6:20 p.m. And probably didn't last that long. It probably only was 10 minutes, really. So 6:30 p.m. Okay, so that's our 6 to 9 p.m. encounter. All right, let's roll another one. 10. What is that? A giant crocodile. Yeah, this isn't really like a tropical climate, so I don't think like crocodiles would live here. I'm gonna roll again. Would there be crocodiles? Yes, probably. And this is where I wish I could have the world. I had the world map with me to explain, because so we're in like a kind of more northern band of the continent, and in this more southerly band, where the city of Blackspire is, that's where you would have like a delta, like a more tropical, hot delta where they could live. But we're not. We're very far from there. So, okay. 99. A giant snapping turtle. That's another one where I think our boat is going to protect us, because the boatmen are probably used to these kind of creatures. So I think that probably, yes, the turtle appears, might try to like attack, like bump up against the boat, but they're going to just like, the captain knows, okay, we're going to just full speed ahead kind of thing, and they're going to row faster. Yeah, so I think they're going to just row ahead like that. Now, if we were in like a smaller vessel, I think that would present more of a problem. So, well, I guess we didn't really need to roll that encounter, because whatever, I'll just put it in there. So we'll just say around 7 o'clock, giant turtle appears. And no combat or encounter. Okay. And then by 9 p.m., well, really 9:30, when all's said and done, like to get the boat lashed down, we've arrived at our fourth resting station. So 9:30 p.m. boat settles at fourth resting station. Okay, all right, so that's what's going on. All right, let me check the battery on the phone. All right, we're doing okay there. All right, okay, just gonna take stock of what have we done so far. Okay, I'm going to take a short break, and then I will come back. Oh, I actually can't seem to like type in the chat on this, so I don't have this open on my computer, so I'm just going to take a quick 2-minute break and then come back. All right, back again. Excuse me. What do we want to do next? How long have I been going? I'm going for like an hour and a half now. Do I want to get into another big encounter? That's the question. And what do I want to do? All right. Let's see. Yeah, let's just see what happens at night. So, all right. So I think it's been long enough. It's been 24 hours. So I think our knight, he's going to regain 1 hit point. So Shandor plus 1 HP. So he is at 3. Or no, sorry, 4 hit points. Yeah, I think that's 24 hours, right? Because we're okay. Well, at 10, well, no, he regained 1 from a bandage, so I think he's going to be at, yeah, okay, so around 10:30, he's going to be 10:30 p.m. Shandor plus 1 HP, so he's at 4 total. And Lucian, okay, he's going to need to wait until tomorrow morning to regain 1 more. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what he's doing. And then yeah, and I think for the nights I'm going to start dividing it up into these like 3 kind of sections, because I think that would give a better kind of a more sensible encounter rate than just like arbitrarily coming up with it. So yeah, same thing. So 9:30 to midnight, or not 9 to midnight really. So yeah, so now let me just turn the page. Let's go to another page. So we're now on day 4, continuing with day 4. So, yeah, well, we could do we should probably roll what is this place. I think we can go on the random encounter chart and see what's going on. All right, let's see what the wilderness, I think we got to roll up. What is could get a town or a castle even. I mean, counter table. What are we looking for here? Outdoor random monster encounter. So is this an inhabited area? Kind of. I mean, it's probably got nomads. We're like 4 days from the town. So, well, yeah, it's probably inhabited. I mean, it's not that far away from the town, and there are people around, so it's not totally like wilderness. Especially because there is another village upriver. So, okay. Can we determine if it's inhabited or uninhabited? I mean, is that on a dice roll, or is that up to me? See, I'm kind of getting anxious because what if I'm not following Gary Gygax's wisdom to the letter. I'm gonna be punished. There's only one RPG in Gary Gygax. Is its profit. Anyway. And even though we are playing Castles and Crusades, I'm just using this encounter table. You know what? Here's what I'll do, I think. I will roll on a D100 and AD&D. Yeah. Something like that, I guess. And then you would have like, there's the, Arneson. Well, actually now, man, this is crazy. So like Arneson is like the Ali figure, because, he's like the one that is sort of like spurned by Gygax. It has to kind of go to the fringes, so to speak, and kind of, hide, Arneson kind of goes into occultation. Anyway, okay, I don't want to go too far with that, but yeah. Well, anyway, welcome, Dice Tales. Yeah, I guess something like that, maybe. Let me, kind of been, just, all right, what are we doing here? So I think I'm going to, I'm going to roll on just on a D100, and we can figure out how inhabited is this area. 53. So I'm going to say it's like moderately. There's probably a town, but not like a huge one. Yeah, there's like a small town on the riverbank, and like some agricultural areas, but not a particularly huge one. 53, so kind of average. Do we have a castle? We can roll. Maybe there's a little fortress. Could use. Let's see. I just had that page open on this table. Let me... sometimes I wish I could get there in the Renaissance, and they used to, the libraries would have these like book wheels. You can find pictures of these on Google. You could it's like a desk with like, I don't know, 10 different tables, and you could wheel between the different books, like you could pedal it. And sometimes I wish I had that, rather than having to scroll on a computer. But I will say, in terms of my PDF reading, I switched from Adobe on my laptop to this Sumatra PDF program, which is much faster, and it does not bother you about, do you want to use the AI tools? Because I do not wish to use any AI tools ever. Where's this castle table? Now this 1E, there's a topless mermaid in this book. I don't really like that. It's not very modest, but it was the 70s, I guess. The zeitgeist of the time. Yeah, here we go. The castle table. Well, we could roll randomly, but could a small frontier town handle a pretty large fortress? I doubt it. Well, we'll just roll and see what we get, and then if I need to modify it, because this is a kind of world I'm building, so I want it to sort of make sense. I don't want to be completely at the mercy of the random tables. 34. So that would give us, a small, okay, that's actually perfect. So a moat house or friary, Yeah, so that would fit. Okay, so we're here, and it's like a monastic, kind of small, clerical, monastic, probably not monks in this world, but there's like a clerical order that has a convent here, or a lodge here. We'll say at 9, between 9 and midnight. 9. Let me write this down. Arrive. I don't have any names for the religions in this world yet. I mean, it's pretty much just it's based on Central Asian religion for both the Jagiellonians and the steppe peoples. So it's just I don't know if I want to use Tengri. That was the real sky god name in Central Asia among the Persian and Turkic peoples there, but the god of the sky kind of thing, the one, or Huda, that's what they use in Persian, Lord, or is that from Arabic? Anyway, so it's arrive at the friary. Oh, do I want to call it? What's a better term? Sufis have lodges. We can call it a lodge. Yeah, the clerical lodge town. Should come up with a name. What should we call it? Would be a good name. Well, they're by a river. By a river. It's probably like an agrarian community. And probably the nomads go there to trade, because the nomads in this part of the world are under the protection of the Jagiellonians. So, yeah, the nomads are coming in to trade. So you've got some nomads that live in town, and you've got some Jagiellonians that have settled there, but probably not a lot of Jagiellonians, other than the clergy and like probably a few Jagiellonian troops, a small group. So what to call? Maybe I'll come back to that. But let's see. What are the inhabitants? Well, okay. If I roll on this, it could be. I don't want to get like totally deserted. Well, it's okay. Well, we roll on the small table, so 65 humans. Okay, yeah. So that fits. Yeah, it's probably got like a small. It's got some small contingent of some clerics, Jagiellonian clerics, and then, you know, like town guards, probably town militia that protect it. But names are important, so what do we want to name this? Maybe they kept the nomad name for it, for the area. Yeah, that would work. Let me look up maybe a good, something Persian, I think. Let me go on Persian dictionary. Or actually, perhaps, oh, yeah, I know what language I can look at. Hazara dictionary. Does, Hazara, no, this is not, oh, here we go. Hazara preliminary glossary. Perfect. Actually, I should save this. See, I play a role-playing game, but actually it's just a vehicle for me to talk about Middle Eastern languages. That's what the whole point of this is, actually. Wild plant. Namgia hodor. Namgia hodor. Gyahodor. Yeah, that's a nice name. Gyahodor. But town of Gyahodor, and yeah, because I would think, okay, how did this town appear? Probably, you know, the Jagiellonians are sort of expanding, not really expanding. I mean, they're setting up towns because some of the nomads want protection, and the clerics come and they're trying to help the nomads like irrigate the land, and bringing some Jagiellonians there to also settle. So it's, yeah, like it's a farming town. Yeah, why don't we draw a little map here? I know the camera quality is not that great, but doing my best here. So Probably we've got, you know, the convent is going to be, the lodge is going to be like in the kind of the middle part, probably. Not huge. Probably thinking like maybe 30 clerics live there. Yeah, clerical lodge. And then we've got, I don't know, it's probably like less than a mile from the river. It's probably like 1 mile from the 15 minutes from the riverbank. So we've got, just say 4 squares to a mile. Well, no, that would make the buildings huge. But okay, not doing an exact scale here. So we've got our river, Siraxiana, and then we've got our clerical lodge. Well, probably the river's like way wider, but this river's like huge. So anyway, not to scale. And then we've got some different little districts. Residential, trade. Then, you know, we've got the waterfront. And then, you know, just draw arrows like farms, and farms that have sprung up around the monastery. Okay, so yeah, we have, well, probably the town is like not, the clerics aren't really available, so I think our characters will have to wait until morning. And I think most people are going to stay on the boat. I think I'm going to make use of this Hazara dictionary a lot because it's got some good words in it. It's also different from regular Persian. Hazara is spoken in Afghanistan by the Hazara ethnic group. Ashuk Gair Kanuni, an illegal lover. That's a good word. Okay. All right, what kind of clerics do we have here? Probably, I mean, the Jagiellonians, there's one church, so there's, but I don't know if there's like orders. I haven't thought about that in the world yet, because a lot of this game is also to help me kind of imagine this world. And like I said, I kind of regret that I don't have my nice world map that I drew. I think I may have put that on the community page. Not sure. So, let's see. Well, I guess we could have like some like encounters in town. Okay, yeah, this is what I'll do. So, we kind of rest. We've reached a town, small town. We can kind of get off. I think Sia is going to. Well, he needed to sell his goods anyway. So I think he's going to go into town, try to sell his goods the next morning. So we'll say at 7 a.m., day 5. I think Divinicus, our treasurer, he's going to go to the captain and say, "Captain, sir, we can't set off immediately since we've reached the Gelhodor. We need to kind of get since there's clerics here, we need to make sure Lucian and Shandor can get some kind of healing. We can go bring a cleric aboard to do this." And I think because the boat captain, Divinicus is really the one in charge. I mean, even though he's not like a military guy, it's kind of like, I don't want to do this, but he's in charge basically because he's the one controlling the money. So captain, of course, is going to agree because his men are going to get paid more regardless per day because they're contracted to do this. So start a new heading. We've got 7 a.m. So Divinicus, and I think he's going to take Sia with him for protection. Or Sia goes into town as well. He tries to sell his wares that he's got, and I think he's going to want to keep his camels with him and his goat. He doesn't want to get rid of those. He needs those. He's going to bring his camels and his goat. Well, goat's going to stay on the boat. His camels are going to come with him because it's got all his baggage. He's going to sell his goods. I'm just going to roll a D100 for how many gold pieces he gets from his stuff. Yeah. 4. Yeah. Maybe he sells it. Well, we'll just say he doesn't sell everything. Maybe he sells like a few textiles that he's got. So, yeah, that makes more sense than he sells everything. He just gets a bad deal. So Sia, we'll say this takes place like 7 to 8 a.m. 7 a.m. Well, no. Let's say by 8 a.m. 8 a.m. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Sia sells goods for 4 GP. Should probably define better how much stuff he actually has on his camels. You know what? This is what I'll do. I'll roll on the rogue starting gold, and I'll say that's like the value of the items he has from his trading, like his stock. Let me go to that on the rogue page. So I could list like every single thing, but I don't really have, like, the Castles and Crusades book doesn't really like have, like, you know, silk cloth exactly, or, you know, like a fine carpet. Where is the rogue? Oh, let me just check how much power the phone has. Okay, 34% we're doing. Oh, hey, Telemachus. Had a lot going on this session, actually. And also, that reminds me, I probably do need to, like, add up the experience points, but I don't really think they got that many, like, just from combat encounters. I could give them points for other things, but anyway. Okay, so how much gold? What's the value of Sia's wares versus starting gold? Oh wait, I think that's actually an equipment. Yeah, starting coin. What do rogues get? 3d4 times 10. So 4, 5, 7. So 70. So we'll say he's down to his goods are now. He's now has 66 GP in goods. So he goes into town, and, you know, he's a nomadic trader, and he's got some nice pieces. So, but, you know, it is kind of like a rural town, so maybe some of the people kind of look at him. The Jagiellonian farmers that are in town, they're probably looking at him like, what has he got? I don't want this, like, you know, bejeweled tunic or kaftan, you know, but yeah, okay, you got, like, I'll take that carpet for you know, 50 silver. That's nice carpet. So he's in the market, and he's wheeling and dealing. And during that time, Divinicus, our treasurer, who I really, Divinicus is like me, basically. I'm kind of thinking that, but anyway, Divinicus goes to the clerics, and he says, we need healing. So, and I think Divinicus is going to pay out of his own pocket, so his 100 gold government expense account to do this. So how much is that going to cost? Healing. Where does yeah, I know it's probably annoying to have to, like, sit here and, like, wait for me to think about, like, define rules, but I'm trying to also use this as an opportunity to learn the rules. Okay, I guess we have to look at the spells then, because clerics and druids. There isn't, I don't see, like, a list in this book of, like, how much the spell, like, hiring the spells would cost. I mean, maybe they would do it for free, because it is helping a fellow cleric and a knight of the Kingdom of Jagiellon. So, but I think Divinicus is probably going to want to give them some kind of donation. Well, why don't we roll up an NPC cleric that he runs into, and then we can maybe make this a little more interesting. Probably I'm going to have to, like, modify some of the results, because I don't want, like, an evil cleric that they run into, because that's not a thing here. All right. Alignment. All right, let's see. What do we get for an alignment? Better be good. Nope, chaotic evil clerics, not going to work here. Neutral good, yeah, okay. That's acceptable. Okay, Divinicus. While Sia is selling his goods in the market, Divinicus goes to the clerics. And I'm not gonna generate every single cleric, but probably not the chief cleric, but who would be the go-to? It's probably not a complete novice, but he's kind of like the guy that handles this sort of thing, handles visitors. What I wonder what a good name for him would be. Because when I generate these NPCs, like I'm kind of hoping we can like encounter them again or reuse them, because that's why I'm trying to keep all these time records of like where they would realistically be and what they're kind of doing in the background. Would be a good name for a cleric. He could be one of the step people that maybe entered the cleric, the Holy Order. Maybe he's a Jagiellonian. I don't know. If you guys have a name, throw it out there. Could be, something appropriately clerical. Okay, so meets a cleric. We'll just leave that blank name for now. All right, possessions. Well, probably shouldn't roll for that because he's got like. Does he take a vow of? Does he take a vow of poverty necessarily? We'll just say scant, neutral good. And he probably doesn't have need for a lot of stuff, because he's most of the things he needs day to day are, taken care of by the order. Appearance. Ancient. Okay, he's pretty old. Okay, so he's an old guy. What is his general appearance? Rough looking. That kind of makes sense. Rough appearance. Sanity. Another neurotic. I got a 7 again. Neurotic. Well, I was just saying something about Saint Teresa of Avila recently, and she kind of had some of those tendencies. So, yeah, it's not really unheard of for a kind of person in that kind of lifestyle, calling to be like that. All right, general tendencies. Okay, this is one of those. Oh yeah, okay, this is the D6. Old as flaky. Yeah. Okay, so we roll. I'm gonna assume that's the left hand column in this encounter table, and that's a 3. No, hedonist. No, we're not doing that. No. Optimist. Okay, that's better. I guess I'm fudging dice rolls. I've the purists will have to tuck fear me because I said no, that he's not going to be a hedonist. I'll be anyway. Takfir in Islam is when you're it's like kind of calling someone a heretic basically. You're not really supposed to pronounce takfir on people. It's not appropriate. But the Abdul Wahhab, the guy that founded Wahhabism, the dominant sect in Saudi Arabia, he would do this to people all the time. Like he would write letters to these Ottoman governors, and he would say, and okay, when Abdul Wahhab was doing this, like you have to keep in mind where he's in the Najd. This is like kind of close to like Central Arabia. There's like nothing there. So he was like living in the Najd, and he's like writing these letters to Ottoman governors saying like, you're a complete heretic, and I'm I know the right way, and you're a heretic, and that's like takfiring someone basically. So there's your little Islamic history for the session. Also, I need to take some sips of my beverage here. All right. Okay. So he's an optimist. Personality. Okay, so he's got an average personality category, and he is aloof. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. He's kind of an old guy. He's probably been in the order a long time. He's ready to move on to the next world, maybe. All right, disposition. Sorry, not dispensation. Harsh. Okay. Probably is. Yeah, probably not very patient with like the novitiates kind of thing. Intellect. He is anti-intellectual. There is actually in Christian history, there's a such thing as the holy fool, especially in like Byzantine Christianity. So maybe he's kind of like that. Or maybe he just doesn't really have a lot of time for sort of book learning. All right. Nature. Forgiving. So that's good. So he's aloof and kind of harsh, but also he's harsh but forgiving. Yeah. There's people like that. Materialism. He is covetous. Honesty. 7. He is a liar. Do we want to have a liar? I mean, I don't know if I want a cleric that's a liar. He can have another negative trait, but I don't know, liar. No, come on now. All right. 5. Okay, he's average. Yeah, I mean, maybe he's gonna, maybe he's supposed to fast, but he says, no, yes, I did, but, he really didn't, or something, or, okay. Bravery. Craven bravery. So he's not a very good fighter kind of guy. It's got in these adjustments for NPCs. This is like 1E D&D, so I don't know if I should, because I'm using Castles and Crusades. I mean, it's probably compatible. Like, give him a +2 to Wisdom for his ability scores. Well, we might roll his ability scores here in a minute, because this is another character we might want to kind of keep around in the future. But anyway, okay. So he's not very brave. Morals, that's a D12. 6, he is... lusty, no. We've had too many of that. We've had too much of that. Okay. Aesthetic. Okay. All right. Does that mean ascetic? Did they meant to write ascetic? Because what are aesthetic morals? Because it's okay. The chart 1 through 12. We've got 1 is aesthetic. That's how it's written in the text. Number 2 is virtuous. 3, 4 normal. 5, 6 lusty. 7 lustful. 8 immoral. 9 is amoral. 10 perverted. 11 sadistic. 12 depraved. Aesthetic morals. What are we doing, Carrie? What do we mean by this? Okay. Okay, I'm just going to put ascetic because I'm going to make an interpretation that that's what they meant. And also that would probably fit for a cleric who's in a kind of monastery or a lodge. Okay, piety. 11, iconoclastic piety. Okay. Energy is lazy. Well, he's pretty old, so he's probably not like a the most energetic guy in the world anymore. Thrift. He's average. Okay, yeah. It's the branch of philosophy. Yeah, I guess I just don't, the way they have the chart written, like, I'm not sure how that's, like, a moral position. I mean, this is, like, a philosophical question, I guess, but, you can have, like, aspire to, being, like, an aesthete, someone who values, like, beauty and good art, like, good art in every sense, but not be like morally very good. I don't know. Okay, we'll leave that for another time. That's like a philosophy 101 question. We're gaming here. We'll leave that for another time maybe. Okay, what are his interests? This is another one of those D6 and then D12 chart. Okay. So we're gonna do 1 through 12. He's interested in politics. Okay. Okay. All right. What should we name this guy? Now that we've got some features of him. Neutral good. He's pretty old. Rough appearance. Kind of neurotic, but also optimistic. Aloof. But kind of harsh. Aloof and harsh. Not an intellectual, but also forgiving. I have the name Japheth. But that might be a little too much for just like a town cleric, an older cleric. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Martin. That's actually a good name, Martin. Or Oh, Imre. That's a good Hungarian name. Yeah, Imre. And since he is an older cleric, if we roll stats, if we roll him up as like a playable character, I'm thinking he should probably be like a few levels higher, because if he's older, not like 20th level or something ridiculous, but like maybe like 3rd or 4th level cleric. Yeah, how about we do that? Like he's we'll just say he's a 4th level cleric. I'm not going to roll all of his stats right now, but I'll just do that to give him certain spells. So let me go to what has he got by 4th level? Does he have like something like Healing Sphere cures 2d8 damage and circle around caster. So he would have that. Neutralize toxins, restoration, send. Yeah, I'm going to say he's like a 4th level cleric. Like, he's pretty experienced, had some kind of adventures in the past, because probably if he's old enough, he's probably one of the first clerics that was sent to this frontier town, so he had to be fighting a little bit, to protect the town and protect the community, the clerical community. So yeah, 4th level, I think that's reasonable, I think, because I wouldn't want some like epic level guy to be here. And how many uses would he have of that per day? Let's go to cleric. If you're 4th level, cleric spells per day by level 4. Oh, you actually don't get any 4th level spells at 4th level. Okay. Well, that's okay. So he would have 4, 0, 3 first, and 2 second level spells. Okay. All right. Let's go to the spell descriptions. Okay, what do we need to do? Components. Well, we're not like casting in combat, because he's just going to go to the boat and attend to these guys. So, holy symbol. Yeah, he's going to have a holy symbol. Gestures, material components. Okay. First aid, light, purify, bless, protection, shield of the divine. Oh, here we go. Heal serious wounds. And he would have how many uses of that in one day? Because we might have to stay longer for him to do this. So go back to the cleric. I mean, if we have to stay in the village longer, I mean, that's not a bad thing, because there could be interesting things going on. Okay, at 4th level, he would have... Oh, he still wouldn't get any 3rd level spells yet. Okay, so we're stuck with 2nd level. I could go back and just say, make him higher level, but I said 4th, and we'll stick with that. So, all right, let's go back to the spell list. I mean, I guess there could be potions or something in the town, maybe. So, consecrate, spiritual warrior, restoration. Okay, restoration dispels attribute damage effects. Okay, but that's attributes. That's not hit points. Okay, first aid cures 1d2 damage. I think that's what we're going to have to go with. Oh, wait, no. Heal light wounds. Okay, there we go. That's first level. How did I miss that? Cures 1d8 damage. How many times? Can I go back to the skin? How many times can he use that in a day at 4th level? 3 times. Okay, so that would be enough probably for both our players. So, okay. So Imre, the cleric, kind of grumpy, goes to the boat with Divinicus, but doesn't really talk a lot. And Divinicus is a little, nervous about that because he says, like, keeps telling him, do not worry, Brother Imre, I will certainly donate some of my own expense salary to the lodge, to the community here, that you may continue your work. But Imre, the old cleric, seen a little bit of action, he's just kind of thinking, here we go again, another people that need healing, I guess. But it's okay. These things happen. We must learn to forgive. Goes on the boat, and goes to see both Shandor and Lucian. And let me, how many cure light wounds, 1d8 damage. So I think he can do it twice. So, okay, so first he goes into Shandor's cabin and, begins to speak the prayer over him. Spell use. Okay, that's a good point, Telemachus. Yeah, we'll pick that up. Yeah, that's a good idea, Telemachus. We'll pick that up in once we resolve these rolls. Okay, so so that's 5 points for Shandor. So he's at 9 hit points. I think that's his max. Should put him back up to max, I think. Almost. So 9 out of 10 hit points. So he's pretty much back in action, I think. Okay. So Shandor restored to 9 hit points. And then Imre goes to Lucian's room, who's still very grievously wounded. He's sort of concerned that a cleric has been so wounded. And maybe he kind of sees himself in Lucian a little bit. But then he also thinks that he must have made some stupid decision to be hurt this badly. But I was like that once, maybe. Maybe that's what he thinks. Okay. All right. Heals him for 5 hit points, so I think that's going to get him back up to max, because Lucian doesn't really have a lot of hit points. Yeah, he has 4 hit points total, so Lucian is restored to full hit points. Okay, so after this is over, Lucian says prayers of thanks, and he thanks his fellow cleric. Shandor is also very thankful, and they all agree to make generous donations to the temple for the services. But I think Telemachus, you raise a good point. So what's going on here? Maybe there's some kind of problem in the town. You know, what's going on in the town that needs their attention? Let's see. Let me just check the phone battery and the time. It's probably getting late here. What time is it? Oh. Okay. All right. Well. All right. Let's let that stew for a minute, I guess. Okay. Well, it's good that we have our 2 characters have been restored to their health. And this is taking place. So this is going concurrently with while Sia is in the market, selling. So he's not privy to this. So what does Imre want? You know, I think Imre is probably the type of cleric that, you know, he's willing to kind of ask for this stuff, or maybe his younger companions or colleagues in the temple or lodge are not so, you know, maybe they're too polite, or they would just happily take the money. You know, they don't want to disturb the brave men of the kingdom of the kingdom of Jagiellon's government. All right, let me look at one of those. One of those things you sent, Telemachus. Recover stolen. Yeah, that's a good idea. Looking at this tome of adventure design that you put in the Discord, there's something interesting. Okay, master table of villainous plans, missions. Locations. These are just so, like, this one just mostly looks like keywords and stuff. Types of missions. Okay, let's try this, and if I don't like the result, I'll just think of something else. Type of mission. 30. An item. Okay, that makes sense. Maybe a relic. Item-based missions. What does 96 give us? Swap a fake imitation. Actually, wait. Yes, I know what we can do. Okay. So, Imre tells them that some of the marsh pirates have come and stolen a relic in the night from a from the monastery. I'll just call it a monastery. Why not? From the monastery. But he says, I don't want them to come back. If you just go and take it, they'll come back and we'll have the same problem. What I want you to do, I have a fake relic that I have made that looks almost identical to the relic. They would not know otherwise. The relic is a locket that has a piece of the cloak of one of our brothers that founded of Saint what's the name? I don't want to use like a real saint because this isn't the real world. Of Saint Danishmand, who I helped found this community. I was under his authority when we founded this community when I was a novitiate. Saint Danishmand's cloak, it was all but burned by when he was immolated by some of the steppe people. But one piece survived, and that is in this locket. So I need you to go get this locket from these marsh bandits. But I encourage you to exchange this. And indeed, if they go to sell the fake locket, no one will know. And there's no sin. It's not a real relic. Although, who knows what the theologians would say. They might say it's still bad. I don't care. I'm just trying to solve this problem. If it's not a real relic, what's the harm that it's sold, right? So that's the mission they're given. And Shandor, being a good knight, says, yes, well, we must go to the fort, and I'm concerned about the fort. We must repay you, Brother Imre, in some way, if you will not take our gold as a donation, so we will do this. And indeed, we have met some of the marsh bandits, and we have seen that they're a problem. In fact, we had two that tried to attack our boat. So we will do this. We will do this. And Lucian, of course, agrees. Divinicus is sort of frightened because he doesn't know if they'll come back dead from this or not. Does he... Let's see. Well, does Imre want to go with them? Maybe he does, because he knew Saint Danishmond. He knew Brother Danish. He was Brother Danishmond, Brother Superior Danishmond, when they founded this community. And he was from the steppes himself. So maybe he'll go. I think he'll go. And Lucian says it would be a great honor. I'm not certain that this is correct, brother, but in this case I will defer to you, as you seem to think this is the correct course of action. We would certainly be preventing something worse from happening. We would not want these marsh bandits to come and attack this bustling town. Well, yes, of course. So I think they'll do that. That's what we'll do. And I think Imre says, I will accompany you on this journey. Well, he's kind of harsh. He says, I'm going to accompany you because it seems you still do not know how to take care of yourselves. And Shandor is insulted because a knight is not this brazen with insults. A Jagiellonian knight is not so forward like this. And Lucian perhaps has encountered clerics like this that are old age and kind of behave like this. So he doesn't like it, but he's not very surprised. So they'll do this. But when do they want to set out? We might we might not start the adventure. I think we'll roll some stats for Imre, for Brother Imre, another cleric, and give him some equipment. And then we might pick up on the next session. So, okay. Well, I do the role-playing scenes myself. I don't know if that's weird, but I like doing them, so I'm going to keep doing that. Let's go ahead and roll another character, because I feel like if we roll some of these NPCs as playable characters, if Shandor or Lucian really dies for real, then they can we can just start a completely new adventure in the same world on the same timeline. With one of these other characters we've created. So cleric, Imre. I think there's an accent on that in Hungarian, but anyway, this is fantasy Hungarian. All right, let's go ahead and roll his stats. Good thing about Castles and Crusades is you don't have ability score improvements, so you just kind of go with what you got. Okay, so close out of that. Well, so this adventure design thing, that actually did help us. That gave us a cool idea, because it's, yeah. All right, let's go and roll up his stats. So strength, dex, constitution, wisdom and charisma. I mean, I do like role-playing out some of this stuff on the streams, because I think it makes it feel more like a, actual role-playing game instead of just like a kind of like a wargaming exercise. Because like I said, like a lot of this for me, the fun is like just creating this world through the game. And it's more, I think it's more emergent when I do it like through playing rather than if I'm just sitting and writing. Like if I was just to sit and write this out as like a story or, like a, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, Telemachus. Yeah, sometimes it works better to fit in. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because I've been doing that, because I don't like all the monsters in that monster encounter chart that you sent me, so I've been picking and choosing. Especially like if I roll orcs, just because I don't feel like orcs really fit in this world. Like a gnoll, I could see in this world, because a gnoll would fit in like a kind of steppe or like open grasslands, because they're kind of like hyenas or something anyway, and they would fit the environment. Like an orc, I don't really know. Yeah, it just doesn't really fit here. I mean, I think like Dragonlance was kind of like that, not with like orcs, but I know from what I remember reading, like they didn't use like the whole D&D like not Pantheon, but like bestiary, and there were certain restrictions on things. Anyway, let's go ahead and roll. All right. 3. Reroll the 1. 9. That's a 15. I think I'll put that. Yeah, you know what? That's a good score. I'm just going to put that in Wisdom, because that's one of his 15. That would give him a +1 bonus. Oh yeah, that's right, Telemachus. Yeah, I think I've heard of that. I don't really know a lot about the Dragonlance lore. I was never it was a little before my time. Okay, 4. Okay, 2, 1, 4, 7, 10. Yeah, I'm gonna put that in as charisma. 2, 7, 9. I think I'll put that in his well, he's anti-intellectual, so, yeah, maybe he's not that smart. He's got a 9. Okay. 6, 12, 17. Oh, I should have put this in his Wisdom. That's okay. I'll put that in his Constitution. Maybe his Dex. Yeah, 17. And it's probably because he's probably not at his age. He's probably not that strong, but he might have might still be kind of good on his feet and with his hands, kind of thing. 3, 8, 9. Yeah, I'll put that in his Constitution. 2, 5, 8 for strength. This actually kind of fits, like, that he's like an older cleric. He was an adventurer, not really anymore, so probably his ability scores have kind of declined, just from age-related issues, just normal, kind of normal life stuff. Okay. I guess that gets into like a philosophical question with these characters. It's like, okay, so if you were an adventurer but you retire, or like an adventuring type character, I guess you would kind of like, you'd stop gaining levels, right? Because you're not in the game anymore. Anyway, okay, let's see, HP, go ahead and roll that. Okay, so he's at 4th level, so he would get, yeah, 4d8, so hit points. Oh, so it's 8, 15, 17, and 24. Yeah, I'm sure that's true, Telemachus, about the difference between, if I can, that was one thing about the 5e stuff that I was really disappointed, like, with the source books, because I'm not a complete, like, 5e D&D hater. I don't think it's, like, the worst game ever, but what I was, it was just always the source books. Like, I'd pick them up, and they were just never that good. There was nothing that grabbed me. Even the Eberron source book, which is a setting I find kind of cool. Like, the 5e Eberron book is, like, not that... I don't know. It doesn't really grab me. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, what kind of equipment is this guy going to have? Probably not a whole lot. But more important, we should probably get his spells out of the way, so... Alright, let's see. Spells per day. Make a column for that. Yeah, that's definitely true, Telemachus. So 4th level. So for 0, 1, or I guess 1st, 2nd, 3rd. I guess we don't even get any 3rd level spells, so okay. So just, that's like a X. So it's 4, 3, and 2. Okay, now, does that mean 4 uses or 4 spells, period? I should have read this in the okay, spell slots, the number of spells at each spell level a character can prepare each day as reflected in the character class tables. Known spells, spells in a wizard spell book, or spells allowed by a cleric or druid's deity from which a character can select and prepare. Okay. Okay, so if we have 4, does that mean I would have the full list of, like, cleric, of, like, 0 level cleric spells? And then, well, let's see, how many are there? Cleric, we want clerics and druids. Okay, I guess this is where I'm confused. So if I have 4 slots, does that mean the character can pick from the entire list of any of those and just prepare the ones? Or do they only know, like, 4? And AD&D access to all cleric spells. Okay, that makes sense. I think I'm going to go with that for now and then if there's another rule. I mean, Imre might not even be, like, a consistent character, so... okay, so I'm going to say for his spells... He's going to have for 0. He's going to have, let's see, probably create water, discern magic, detect disposition. Okay, light times 1, and first aid times 2. Yeah, actually, I think that makes sense, Telemachus, because the way it's worded here, it's like the spell's allowed, so it's not like it doesn't seem to be worded like you have to like research certain spells like a arcane wizard. I'm going to go with that, and then if there's something incorrect, I'll correct that as I go in these sessions. Discern magic, discover poison. I think, yeah, and then endure cold heat. Okay, and then first, we get 3 first level spells. So, bless. And heal light wounds. And then second level, aid. So how many? We only get two of these. So delay toxin, discover traps, hold humanoid, restoration, restore movement, silence, speak with the dead, spiritual warrior, divine weapon, attacks and telepathic command. That's pretty cool. Okay. Probably since he's old, he probably wants that to protect himself, and hold humanoid. That seems pretty useful. Mark that in red just so I know. Okay, now let's do his gear real quick. Equipment. Probably not going to have like a lot of equipment, because right now he's probably just in his like clerical robe, or not quite a robe, but something like that. Ring mail. Well, clerics can use like any armor, right? So, but he's pretty old, so he's going to want protection. Like maybe if he's going to go out. And also he settled this region when it was like way more dangerous. So, chainmail shirt, clé bolé. Yeah, maybe it's just got some ring mail on, and yeah, equipment. And I think for the adventuring gear, since this is our first, this will be our first, away mission, so to speak, I'll probably have the characters in the next session prepare like adventuring gear from stuff in town. Okay, what kind of weapon does he have? Well, what kind of weapons is he allowed? That's the question. Cleric. Allowed. Okay, any weapons. Yeah, probably light hammer. Armor, any. Okay. Oh, I got to do his prime attributes. Okay, well, definitely we want wisdom, probably his dex, and since he's human, he gets one more. I guess we'll go with Constitution, and yeah. Okay. Equipment. Actually, it's probably going to want a helmet too, so finishing a character. Equipment. Yeah, he's an older guy, so probably wants some kind of helmet. But probably nothing too fancy, just like a pot helmet. That makes sense. AC +2. And oh. Hammer, light. It only does like 1d4, but probably, he's kind of an older guy, so he's not, he's not really like, not really what he used to be. So, and maybe he was never that good of a warrior to begin, like frontline fighter to begin with. So light hammer does 1d4 damage. Okay, armor class. I think that attribute modifiers, that's what I need to see. Okay, so that's going to give him that's 0, no bonus there, no bonus there. It's going to give him -1 for strength. Dex is going to be +2. Okay. And then armor class, need to check because I think it adds your dex bonus to armor class. Dex, okay, dexterity modifies, okay, so his AC would be, I think I keep forgetting that Dex adds to your armor class because I don't have the real character sheet. I've just been writing this up myself. So his AC is 15, 17. Okay, so pretty good. Yeah, okay. All right, do we need to do anything else with Imre? I don't think so. I think that's all of his most important stuff. And then probably when I do this again, I will what do we call it? do like the adventuring gear. I'm probably just going to do a page for all the characters. I might even look at like that adventurer's backpack that Castles and Crusades published, like just to see what they would have or what they're going to buy in the market at the town for kind of adventuring gear. Because at this point, I don't even know what the Marsh Pirates air base would look like. It's probably not going to be like a dungeon, but all right, let me make a note of this. So all right, so let me just so day 5 continued. Yeah, Islamic I saw that, and that's very good. So I'm happy to. I mean, I was already happy to support their business before, but that was nice. And yeah, the quality of the printing is very good. I have the the real player's handbook. Unfortunately, I didn't bring it with me when I was flying, but just to save on weight. But yeah. I definitely, when I can afford it, would like to get, at least the Treasure Tome, the print book of the Treasure Tome, Monster Treasure Tome, and maybe some of the other ones. Okay. So, well, actually, I'll just say this was like 9 a.m. is when this like actually happened. And then just as a last little bit, so let's say by like 9:30, Sia returns from the market. And probably they tell him about this. And now he's chaotic neutral, so he doesn't really think about like the moral implications of this. But he doesn't really want to steal from these guys. And he is under contract, so he's getting paid pretty well. So he says, oh, no, it shouldn't be. Okay. Hopefully, it says I'm getting pretty good connection now, so it should be okay. I am in a Soviet-era building right now made out of concrete, so that might be why. But we do have pretty good Wi-Fi here generally, but sometimes the building just doesn't want to cooperate. Okay. So, yeah, so I think Sia is not going to object to this kind of mission. Probably doesn't really like the marsh pirates anyway. So, yeah. All right, now, because we did create this other tougher marsh pirate, Zaid, but they managed to, Divinicus paid him off basically with like a promissory note saying, he'll be given so much money, but it's going to take him a few days to row his men up to travel up to probably even longer actually than 4. It's probably going to take him like 5 or 6 days because he's just in a little small kind of like canoe with his men, or they might have to even go on land or something. So he's probably not in any danger of coming back yet to get them. All right. I think in terms of gameplay, we can stop there, but I think I'll hang out for a couple more minutes. So I think this is shaping up pretty nicely. Having the random encounters definitely helps a lot to generate interesting ideas because, well, kind of like a real story, if everything just sort of goes according to plan, it's not that interesting, right? So, yeah, so I've been having fun with this. And sometimes just making sure I keep the time and the days accurate is something I need to learn. But to be honest, that's something that I think just takes a little practice to do. Yeah. There's no like big bad guy in this story yet, but who knows? I mean, maybe we could roll up some kind of NPC that develops into a big bad guy. I mean, the gnolls are around, but they're not really that threatening. I mean, they're just kind of more like a petty criminal nuisance, kind of like the pirates. So, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe there doesn't need to be a big bad guy. I mean, maybe it's just, there's enough problems as it is. So, yeah. I think that's interesting. A bandit lord. Yeah, there might be a... So I decided to give a name to the steppe peoples. So I think I'll call them Gazalans for now. Yeah, so the Gazalan peoples of the steppes, they maybe there's a bandit lord among them that's kind of causing trouble because in my mind, the nomads don't really have a problem with the Jagiellonians because they're doing business because they have all the livestock, and so they're trading goats and sheep and horses and whatnot, and the Jagiellonians need that, and then the Jagiellonians trade them like finished goods. But then also the nomads carry like the luxury goods from further east. So, but obviously, there's going to be bad apples everywhere. Or maybe there's a rogue Jagiellonian or a rogue Jagiellonian that is allied himself with a steppe warlord, someone who's trying to expand, something like that. Maybe we'll see. And now I've created like this other faction or group, like the Marsh Pirates, that are on some of the rivers. Yeah, that's a good idea, Telemachus. That's a cool idea. But But yeah, like the random encounter tables has given me like to create a completely other culture for this, which is like the marsh pirates or the marsh people that are in some areas along the river. And you know, maybe the marsh pirates, like, you know, they're not like, doesn't mean they're good guys, but you know, maybe the marshes are a pretty small area actually, because like on the world map, what I had drawn was, you know, the sort of irrigated fresh land or you know, green land or near the river is like not that much actually. So you know, maybe the marsh people and specifically the pirates, you know, they feel kind of hemmed in and they feel like they need to protect their turf, so they're going to become pirates. But you know, you're still a pirate at the end of the day. I mean, it doesn't really excuse it. So you know, you're kind of robbing innocent people. So that's an interesting idea. Yeah, I think this is giving me a lot of... This has been fun so far. Another good thing with introducing our rogue, Sia Tuplaju, is that he has 2 camels, so, you know, that can serve as a mount for Lucian. I don't think... I don't know, could Sia fight from a camel? Probably not. He can ride the camel, but probably can't fight from it. And Lucian could also ride the camel, but not fight from it. But still, you know, it gives them another mount, so that would helps with overland travel. And you know, they will have the goat, Sia's goat, so if they need milk or something, as long as there's pasture lands, the goat's going to produce milk and could be meat in an emergency. So yeah. Divinicus, probably nervous about all this, you know, because we have to do the right thing, but we also have to get to Fort Strock, because we don't know what's going on there. And then the people that they're relieving, the administrators and commander and cleric that they're relieving, need to, you know, probably wondering what happened. So, yeah, okay. Well, it's almost 3.5 hours. I should probably wrap this up soon. Kind of feel weird when I stream. I think a little too long, but yeah. Well, hope this was interesting, and I guess you can catch the replay if you want to watch the beginning. A lot of the first like 15 minutes, I wasn't really doing anything, but yeah. Okay. Have a good night, good day, everybody, and talk to y'all in the next video.